something mounted on the MetalWise for cutting by laser. The traditional plasma can never achieve these small holes, but now with laser you can. Here is how to connect it. Okay. First, you must have a versatile. You connect as normal the power and air. Currently, this use compressed air. For compressed air, make sure you do not over 7 bars. Because if too high, this pipe cannot really take it. Okay, if you use oxygen, then it's fine. But make sure if you use oxygen and when you do cleaning and welding, don't use oxygen, otherwise you can burn something. And then for setting wise, you enable laser of course, but disable wobbling. If you enable wobbling, you gonna damage the nozzle. And then everything is normal. You can try blow to make sure it's blowing. And the self lock, all of those things you can clamp here or disable the lock. Okay, the machine, the versatile side is like that. Then you mount it like this, or like this, whichever you like to mount it. Then here we can see the focus. If you can clearly see here, this is the focus distance. So currently, if this is back 0, that's default setting that when you cutting is use your nozzle against the plate. But in this case, we want a nozzle a little bit distance to the plate. So we make it about 2.5. So we distance the nozzle 2.5 to the plate. Okay. And since it's a retrofit plan, there's no touch head control. So it's a constant distance from whichever you initially set it as. Then this is a laser side. Then plasma side. Plasma side is you do not use plasma cutting, rather you change to flame cutting. Before the flame cutting, they do not go up and down, okay? Flame cutting. So when you go to the setup, it's under the flame. Basically everything is 0 because you do not need to control the oxygen, you do not need to control the fuel. You only need to remember piercing. Remember use pierce 3 because piercing 1 is preheat those stuff. Okay, piercing 3, whichever how long you decided based on your thickness of plate. Then 0.3 is what I'm using here. The rest is 0 and this is your default. So your plasma settings, you do not need to touch it at all. So it's not an interference with your plasma. So just use flame. And if you do not know, the flame switch is by M key, so it's shift and M. So you can see change to plasma cutting, change to demo run, change to flame. Okay, now there will be flame. Then you just press start. Of course, you adjust the height of the nozzle based on your required, and you maintain that. Then you press start. Okay. Doesn't have the heat control like this one, gonna go up and down by itself. But this is a plan. So to make it working, they do have the signal in between. First we need a signal cable. This is a normal 2-pin connector. Okay, basically for clients that have both this upgrade kit, we can give for free. Small things. If you have a MetalWise, you want to buy a versatile, we upgrade for you for free. A kit is free. The job itself maybe depends on how far you are. If you have versatile, want to buy a plasma table, you do not even need to buy the torch. You mean plasma torch. You do not even need to buy the plasma torch thing. And you can use laser hair to cut, so you can have the welding function, rust remove function, and the CNC cutting function. Okay. So this is a cable for 2-pin, 2 cords, but we can have a combo, then we use the black cable, okay? This one eventually goes this side to connect into the controller. That I'm gonna show you. In the controller, and you can see, and it's on. Let me enlarge it. On that side, CN6. Okay, you turn around, you can see it's for CN6. Then 1 is ground, 2 is stop. So that 2 cord you connect to 1 and 2 here. Then it's able to control the start and off of the torch. So you do not need the interference with the button. The button still here. Technically, you can still press the button. You can still press the button if you want to. Oh, then how the signal goes here, because currently is on the plasma. Currently on the flame. Flame do not control this one. This one controlled by the plasma. That's why it says plasma. Oh, it says plasma. So additional wire change we needed. So we added another relay. This is added. We probably need some double side tape. This is another relay added. The relay power is get from the oxyfuel, high pressure oxygen side, the first port and the third port. Then the feed signal go into this one to the connector. That's why the last 2. Okay. This is a normally open signal, so direction not matter, but for the power 24 volt, direction matter. Later I have a diagram I can show you. So this means you can also control by the oxy card. You can press that. You can also on and off by this button. Okay. Then how to connect this? This is basically the diagram. This is a relay. Relay 14 plus, you connect to the COM. On this side, the marking is COM. It's actually 24 volt. And then the 13 is minus. You connect to the Q, the third one called Q. It's for, I don't know what Q stands for, but it will supply the power when the signal get it for high pressure oxygen. Then you can use either row, but now use row 5, 9 to connect to the last 2. Okay. Either direction doesn't matter for this one. So that's how you get this working. And the upgrade is permanent. You can leave inside. It won't interfere with the plasma cutting. Of course, you need to take this out and put the plasma back. Where's the one for plasma? Anyway, somewhere. So we need to put the one for plasma back. Then it's time for the plasma. Okay, if you consider anything, why we still need a recut? Because first you can cut much thicker material, and you can cut much neater because it can take higher pressure of the air. Besides, it's also have the THC, so if the plate is not flat, you can cut it. For this big size, you want to carefully position the plate flat. It takes some time, because if it's not flat, when it's this side is distance